When I'm playing in a band, I often use these shapes, which it's really not it could be, vast, but I'm going to try to focus on the main shapes that I use. Let's start with a major shape. This is based on like an F chord, like remember good old F down here? Take that up 2 frets, you got a G. 2 frets higher is A. 5th fret, so associate this dot with A. See that second dot up the neck? And this dot is G. G, A. So you can use 1, 2, 3, or 4 notes out of that shape. Or groups of 2 or 3. There's a lot of variation within this simple shape. Let's take it up 2 more frets, make a B. So this 3rd dot up the neck, think of that as B. 1 fret higher is C. 2 frets higher is D. Let's keep going up to E at the double dot. So think of double dot as E and use that F shape. 1 more fret is F, and it keeps going. G, 15th fret, that dot is, associate that with G. 2 frets higher, A, notice the dot. 2 frets higher is B, and 1 more. So we're gonna, use these in lead guitar phrases or fills or padding or just filling in sound. You don't have to play anything complicated. You could do patterns like or cool. Nice shape. Now let's do dominant 7. So it's going to be pretty much the same thing, but you just add your pinky on the 2nd string. So if this was an A7, it'd be 5, 8, 6, 7. A, G, C sharp, and A. But you don't have to know every note, but it's nice to know. There's B7, C7, D7, E7, etc. F7, G7, and A7. So that's a dominant 7 shape. Next, let's do a 6th shape. A6 would be like 7, 6, 7, 5. Move it down 2 frets, you got a G6. There is a little trick with those. You can go, and actually the trick is this A6 turns into an A9 when you slide it down a whole step. Or just call it a G6. That's the thing about chords. They can be more than one thing with the same notes. You can call it different things, which makes it a little confusing, but I think you can call that kind of like analogous. And here's a F6, E6, F6, B6, C6, D6, E6. All right, 6 chords, you don't use that often, but it's nice to know. And if you combine it, let's combine all 3. You got major, dominant 6, major, 6th, dominant 7. Kind of gets you. So it kind of, kind of talks to you a little bit. So that's major, 6th, and 7th used kind of in a group. Let's jump on over to a minor. So of course you're going to flat the 3rd to make it minor. Here's major, minor. Big change in mood. So that'd be like a 7-5-5-5 for an A minor. And of course that's movable to D minor, E minor, or A minor. So knowing those little shapes, really, really handy. And of course you want to know them. You want to know the sharps and flats too. But I won't bore you with that right now. You can figure it out. If you want to do minor 7, just like the A to A7, you can go A minor to A minor 7, which has a really cool sound. It's endless, but you can go to A minor 6. That's a really cool chord formula, but so that'd be frets 7, 5, 7, 5. And it's fun to take it from the minor 7 to the minor 6. If you wanted to flat that 6 and then flat that flatted 6 to an A minor, then you got a chromatic line. Cool, easy. So what do we got here? Minor, minor 7th, minor 6th. You could do a minor 9, like I'm just adding a 9th interval, which is B, to an A minor chord. This would be like a minor chord. Adding a C, that's the minor 3rd. Let's see, what other little shapes? I'm sure there's plenty. You could do the suspended 4s. So an A minor suspended 4. Adding the 7th fret on the 3rd string. And it could also go suspended 4 to A major. It's pretty cool. And of course that's movable up and down the neck. Well, there's more shapes, but we don't need to make it overly complex. I'm not trying to show how many chords I know. I'm just trying to show some chords that I would use at a gig if I'm kind of playing in the background and just trying to add some color to maybe the other guitar player is strumming the kind of basic chords and I'm adding a little color with these small chords. And of course, don't forget your like E flats and B flats and D flats and G flats and A flats. But I just show you the most basic stuff. All right. Work on those if you feel like that is helpful. I think it is. See ya.